Where's it going? Silly goose. Hi, welcome to another episode of Cancer Tamer. I'm your host, Dr. Charlie Ferrer. And with me, of course, is our co-star.
Hi.
Deborah Santulli-Barone.
Hi, I'm Deborah Santulli-Barone.
We always have a little bit of technical difficulty, but
we're here.
We're here.
Again.
We're back to the show. So today we wanted to talk to you about depression and about PTSD and how that relates to having cancer and your recovery as well as your health. And so wanting to discuss a little bit about what PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Right.
Usually it's associated with individuals that are in war or that have had a traumatic incident happen in their lives where they think that their life is in danger, and it's a sustained emotion.
Right, and just recently that they're doing more studies on it of cancer patients, because just getting a diagnosis can put you in that syndrome of post-traumatic stress syndrome. And then you're unsure of the outcome. You don't even understand what kind of treatment you're having at first and how long you're gonna have to withstand them. And then there's the sleeping problems that you have, because you wake up in the middle of the night with, you feel like someone's sitting on your chest, and you
right,
feel
it's
like,
the fear.
It's so much fear and the anxiety, and the doctors are trying to figure out what's the best way to handle it. So they discuss exercise. No matter what you read about cancer, always there's something about exercise, how it can help you, how it can save your life. Not only with cancer, with heart disease, with high cholesterol, anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. You can't get away from it. Every time you shut your eyes to it like this, it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to know
And the whole
that.
thing about exercise is the fact that as you're exercising, it's releasing endorphins, it's releasing energy, it's releasing,
Right.
you know, it's working on your serotonin, it's working on your synapses, it's working on your body.
Right, and it's giving you happy feelings.
And it's giving you happy feelings, and it's keeping you moving.
Yes.
It's helping with the depression, because a lot of times when you go into chronic illness, you end up getting very depressed, and you may not even notice that you're getting depressed.
Right.
You know, and so the symptoms of depression are varied from individual to individual. It might be that you get insomnia. Mm-hmm. Some people get insomnia, and some people get to where they're sleeping so much.
Right. They don't want to get out of bed.
It varies, exactly. Yeah. You know, you get depressed, you don't want to do things. You start isolating yourself from other people. You start thinking bad thoughts. You start, you know, eating badly. You start getting more stress. Even though you're isolating yourself, you might stress yourself out, because now all you're thinking about is death and dying.
Right, you're obsessing.
Or how, you know, and you're obsessing. And the fact that you've isolated yourself, you don't have anybody to then tell you, hey, no, let's think of something else.
Yeah, that's very important. You know?
And then on top of that, you're obsessing, you're trying to do happy thoughts. So what do we typically use to make us happy? Food.
Food, we've all
bad
been there.
food.
Yes.
Bad food,
Ice cream.
Ice cream, chips, soda, which is so horrible for you.
Oh, please. Makes me cringe.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you know, so noticing all the different aspects of what depression does, and whether you call it PTSD or you call it cancer-related fatigue or depression, period, it's the fact that it's affecting your body. And so ways to be able to combat that.
Okay,
ways
so exercise, yoga, which is good. Also, even music therapy. If you play an instrument, it could be very relaxing, or do like I did. I took up a new instrument, but at first it wasn't that relaxing. It was kind of stressful. I walk in the class and everyone was there like 6 months to 2 years, and I'm trying to keep up. But then that little determination that I have is like, I'm going to get this, and I practiced. And then it wasn't stressful. I go in there and I play the ukulele and I sing with them, and you'd be surprised. You're not only meeting people, which is very good, so you're not isolated, but you're also doing something that's a lot of fun. The same thing with yoga, with even taking walks in the park and just getting the air.
Right.
15 minutes of sunlight is okay for you. You're not going to get skin cancer from that, and you need that for your bones.
Exactly. And one of the programs that we're putting together with Myra Sanchez from Staten Island Dragon Life.
Oh, right.
She's going to be teaching us and doing workshops with us on Qigong.
Oh, nice.
And being able to exercise. And Qigong is an ancient Chinese tradition of being able to move your body. A little bit similar to Tai Chi, not quite the same thing, but it is being able to do that.
Right,
so,
without hurting yourself.
Without hurting yourself, and the movements are very soft, like yoga. You can, you know, when you think of yoga, I've tried the yoga thing, but I have to say, you know, you think of yoga, you think downward, upward, sideways. You know, if I put one leg up, I'm falling over. But there's yoga sitting down. There's yoga, you
chair
know, for
yoga.
seniors.
Yeah, at the JCC they have chair yoga actually.
So
you know?
being able to go into whatever you're going into at a level that you're at, which is the beauty of it. I know that one of the people that we've talked to at the YMCA, the YMCA has the program for cancer patients, the Live Strong program.
Right, and it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And you know, for 3 months you get free access to the YMCA. They put a trainer to work with you to be able to work at your level and set some things up for you. So being able to find those programs, one of the things that happens a lot that also adds to depression for individuals with cancer is the loss of income or the limited resources that you have. But you know what? I found that you throw that C word out there, not the other C word, but the cancer C word, and you get so many people that are willing to help.
Beautiful people, right?
People, the love comes out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And you explain to them, hey, my resources are a little limited. I have cancer and I'm working, and one of my medicines are $516 a month. Yeah. That's like half of a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
And so how are you going to be able to do that? And so finding the different programs.
And there's a lot out there.
There are a lot of
which
programs.
I think you listed some on the website.
Yes, you found a whole bunch of
www.cancertamer.org. You'll find
so
that.
you go to our website, you can download that PDF that we have. Being able to find resources, Meals on Wheels helps with the food. YMCA helps with getting you healthy. The Senior Center helps you out. And you know what? Here's the surprise for the Senior Center. You don't have to be a senior.
Yeah, who knew?
You don't have to be a senior. There's, seniorship starts, I think, in your 50s.
Oh, like 55
depending on, because the AARP also has programs.
Right.
And so they have a program that starts at 50, and 52. And so looking at different programs that are out there, the most important thing for depression is staying involved.
Right, and getting out there.
And getting out there. And I have to say, I'm guilty of isolating myself.
I remember. Lots of times you wouldn't answer your phone.
I won't answer my phone. I just need to regroup before I come back out. And so I'll isolate myself for a couple of days, and then I come back out.
Right.
And so it's like my little hermit thing. But sometimes we need that because we need to fortify, and then we need to come back out.
Right.
The piece of it is coming back out.
Right.
The piece of it is getting involved, finding other things. And so with the Cancer Tamer Foundation, one of the things that we do is the Celebrate Life program. And in the Celebrate Life program, we remind you that it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. And so we put together, with the help of different organizations throughout Staten Island and New York City, and even in Pennsylvania, we put together adventures to do or great events. So tomorrow we're going to the Christmas show here from the St. George Theater, who was kind enough to donate over 40 tickets for us to be able to take cancer patients and their families. We had this year too, we had
the whitewater rafting.
The whitewater rafting, wasn't that
best.
awesome?
Oh my God, I loved it.
So, and we had 20 women that accompanied us and 3 husbands, and we took them all whitewater rafting up in PA.
Yeah.
And it was just so wonderful, and for a whole day we got to forget the insanity of cancer and be able to just have
laugh.
fun on the on the river, and in our raft, the one that I was on, just kept doing circles. We just couldn't get it together, and we just went down the river
but it was
in a big circle,
backwards. Right? But it was a lot of fun, and there were a lot of dedicated people that helped. They donated and sponsored the women, and then the great limo service that you had, the party bus.
The personal touch limo donated their party bus, so we got to hang out and party.
Yes.
We didn't have the liquor.
That's okay.
But we had tons of fun, and so many different people have gotten together to help us do the Celebrate Life event.
Yeah. We hope to do more.
We're definitely doing more.
If you have ideas, right, let them tell us.
Right, and so we do open it up to everybody that has an idea that wants to do something. So for 2019, we're looking at taking individuals. The options are hot air ballooning, flying an airplane, or race car driving.
Oh.
So we have one of 3. We haven't decided which one we'll be able to do. So we're still finding our sponsors and being able to coordinate that. But we also have different events that we're doing for the bead class. Ananeld Studios in New Jersey is letting us come in and do beads.
So to make jewelry?
To make jewelry for ourselves.
Oh, I see. And that's on your website?
And that's on the website.
Okay.
So different things, different people. So giving little shout outs to all the people that have helped to make that happen, to help sponsor, to help, make our life as cancer patients, and I hate using that word, but make our lives as individuals.
Tamers.
Cancer tamers a little bit better. And to be able to participate in the event, in the Celebrate Life events and so on, all you got to do is sign up.
Right.
Or just give us a shout, email us at info@cancertamer.org, and you're in.
That's true.
Our thing is you have to have cancer. That's the only requirement that we have.
It makes you special.
It makes you very special.
Speaking of a diagnosis of cancer, what I've learned now that I'm in remission with my leukemia, and what I've learned is that it made me stronger. It made me get more confidence. Like, you would never think something like cancer would do that, but it really did. I feel so empowered, especially after getting one of my cancers in remission, and I'm cancer-free with the leukemia.
Thank you.
I feel so strong. Like, I just want to go out there and do some boxing or something. Or
that's the next thing you're going to learn.
Yeah, right? Or okay, are my bones strong enough? Maybe I can run like a 5-mile marathon or something. All these things are going through my head. When you talk about events, what were you talking about? Celebrate Life.
Yeah.
I'd like to stand on the stage at Radio City and kick my legs up like
be a rocket.
I always wanted to be a rocket, but I didn't have the perseverance back then. That's another thing with cancer. When I was younger, I used to stay in my room. I had a long mirror, and I would dance in front of the mirror constantly, thinking that Hollywood was going to knock on my door and say, "We want you." I mean, give me a break.
Like Ed McMahon.
Yeah, really. I'm like, what world was I in? So now I know that, now I have this incentive to do many things, and it's very exciting.
I think that's the piece with cancer.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call.
Yes, definitely.
It's the piece of, if not now, when?
Right.
If you don't do it now, you might be dead tomorrow, or a week from now, or a year from now, or whatever.
Yeah, like, who are you kidding at this point, right?
And here's the piece of it that I recently had to re-drill into my head is that's true of anybody.
Right.
You know, you can be
Healthy people, right?
You can be healthy as a horse and walk across the street and get hit by a truck,
Right.
or a train, or
Fly
suddenly
by
have
a drive-by.
a air, a bird can knock you up. Knock you up, but you know what I mean. So
That's a hard one.
But the idea of it can happen to anyone.
Right.
The difference is that as individuals, we don't think of death.
Right,
We
we try
think
not
of
to.
tomorrow, or we think of, we don't even think of anything going wrong, because we just live our lives as this is what we're doing.
Yeah, you don't even think about it.
As a cancer patient, it's like you got your expiration notice.
That's right.
And you think of death. You think of, what am I going to leave behind? What's going to happen next?
Right.
And so I think that the beauty of having cancer is that it says, hey, here's your wake-up call. What are you going to do?
Right.
And it puts you on a clock. It doesn't say when that clock ends, but it puts you on a clock.
Right. And
so now with that clock, you're able to go, well, I want to do ukulele. I want to go and jump off a cliff. Not to die, but to go,
sailing, right?
The air, the hang gliding.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to fly a plane. I want to go and do river rafting. I want to go and do whatever. So it puts you on the clock to say, you may not have time, so do it now.
Right. Why are you delaying stuff?
Why are you putting it off till tomorrow?
Right.
And we as a society, as human beings, we have that, well, I'll leave it for tomorrow. I'll leave it for tomorrow. Or I'm saving and I'll go on vacation in 5 years. Why the hell are you waiting 5 years?
That's true.
Do it next week. Do it, if you're going to do it in 5 years, why not now?
Right, that's true.
If you're going to eat healthy in 5 years, why not now?
Yeah, why not now? Right.
If you're going to exercise, tomorrow, tomorrow doesn't come. So why not now? Even if your exercise is to walk from, your couch to
right. That's how it starts.
Down, down the hall.
Right.
I love that commercial on TV where you see the guy and it's talking about, I think it's the new Fitbit or the new Apple Watch or something, where the guy's sitting on the couch and he sees himself on the other couch, and then all of a sudden his phone goes off and it says time to stand up, and then you see where it's like time to stand up, time to walk, time to go running. Oh, you're behind on your pace, and you keep seeing aspects of that individual, of him doing it, of him getting up and walking, of him getting up and running, of him swimming, so it's that beauty of what are you going to do for yourself? How are you going to set your watch?
That's true, because cancer is like a watch when you think about it, telling you, okay, now get off your ass. You might have a chance to do more.
Start doing it.
In plain English.
And the beauty of it too is that because it's putting you on that clock, you're doing so much more.
Right.
And so when I first had it, it's like, you tell me it's a gift, I'm going to punch you out. But now I still don't consider it a gift.
Right.
But I do consider it a wake-up call.
Yeah. Well, you definitely
get
woke
up off your butt
gung-ho.
and do something.
Right.
Do more.
That's great.
Do something. And so a lot of what we do at Cancer Tamer is to be able to do little events of, let's celebrate life, because, we never know if we're going to be here, or we never know what's around the corner, and the corner might bring us even more happiness. So don't think it's going to be bad around the corner. It's you're going to have more happiness, and you may not have time to do this. So let's do this while we're working on our happiness.
That's true.
And the other thing too that I like to say is you don't find time to do things. You make time. If you want to do something, then do it. If you're too busy to do it, make the time. Put yourself in your appointment book.
Right.
Give yourself, just like you do, schedule a date night, or you schedule a meeting, or you schedule training, or you schedule schedule Charlie, schedule Deborah, schedule you, and honor you. Honor you by keeping that appointment. So if something as simple as, let me go in and get my nails done.
Right.
Do that once. If you can't afford to go and get your nails done, do like I do. I put little cats
I
on
love
my
them.
nails,
They're so
and I
pretty.
just
They're all different colors.
They're all different.
Candy stripes.
Somebody,
like
one of
that.
my sisters gave me the candy stripes.
Yeah.
So I put candy stripes on because they're fun.
Yeah.
And so they remind me, hey, I can do something different every day.
Right.
When
That's
these
good.
fall off, I'll put some new ones. It's that part of beauty and pleasure and happiness can be found anywhere.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be
anything.
grateful for what has happened to me, but I am. And I also like the fact, I mean, we live not only for ourselves that we want to live, but for our family. And to show them that you could rise when something hits you and tries to knock you down. You can get back up again. And that's important for your family to see.
And you get back up every time.
Yeah, and I do. And I say, I don't know who's out there trying to smash me down, but I'm too stubborn and I'm getting back up. I'm too stubborn to die. I'm too stubborn to lay there on the floor and go, you know? I'm here, and I'm here to stay, and, you know, don't mess with me now.
She's a little powerhouse, so you better watch out.
Energy.
She talks about her energy, and she's just kicking butt. But what I keep telling her is, you had that energy before, you just didn't tap into it.
Yeah.
You know, you have more energy now because you're happier now, and
Yeah.
so you're noticing that you have the energy. But you know what? It's there. You just have to tap into it.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, your happiness is your thoughts. If you think you're happy, you're going to be happy. If you think you're miserable, you're going to be miserable.
Right.
If you think you can't, you can't.
True.
You know, Henry Ford had said, you know, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Oh, I like that.
You know,
Yeah,
you're right. It's
true.
what you think.
Right.
So what do you want to think? What do you want to bring into your life? What do you want to be this next moment? And so if this moment you want to be miserable, and I have my miserable days.
Right, we all do.
I actually put day of misery in my calendar.
Okay.
And on that day I can be as miserable and as
I'm not going to call you that day.
I don't talk to anybody on that day.
That's a good thing.
But that's where I'll sit and I'll watch the saddest, heart-wrenching movies.
Oh.
Or I will like literally do this is my misery day. I get to like just lay in bed and not do anything. And I will
that's
actually
okay.
lay in bed and not do anything and put the covers over and then have my little Kindle and I'll just like read all day long and I don't let
nice.
anybody bother me.
Right.
Because it's my shut off.
Right. And you need that.
And you need that.
Yeah, you
because
need to
now I
rest.
can turn around and go, hey, you're not supposed to be miserable today. You were miserable yesterday, or you're supposed to be miserable on the 17th. You know, so don't anybody call me on the 17th because
I think
that's
I
the
caught you
misery
once
day.
on your miserable day one time, and I was like, okay, all right.
It's like, I'll just and I told you I'm disconnecting.
Yeah.
Don't talk
And
to
that
me.
makes sense, you know. But people have to know, though, honestly, even though with the energy.
But the beauty of that is the fact that you're designating one day to be miserable,
Right.
and now you have 29, 30 days
Right.
that you have to
Some great
not
stuff.
be miserable. You have
Right.
to create something. And you might notice that it's like, oh, I don't want my misery day. Or my misery day doesn't look that way. It looks,
Right.
my misery is like doing something fun and doing a crossword puzzle and doing, something, like
Right.
the little
Tedious.
puzzles that you put on the table and it takes you all day long to
Right.
do. And so finding ways to be happy in the misery, to
Right.
be happy in what you're doing, to be happy or content or, looking at ways that you can do something for yourself.
Right.
So when I get really, really miserable, I'll start to cook.
Yeah,
And-
I cook and clean, actually.
Yeah.
I get like a clean
Because it's
freak.
also something that you can
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
So what can you control? I can control the cooking.
Right.
I can make stuff, and as I'm doing all this cooking, then I can share it with somebody else. And so
Right.
now it's like I'm calling people up, going, "Well, did you like those lemon tarts that I made, or did you like the energy bars
Yeah,
that
the
I
energy
made?" Or,
bars, yeah.
And so now it becomes I was miserable. I can't remember being miserable because I was so active. I was doing something healthy.
Right, because you have to keep busy. But you still have to take in effect that, okay, I didn't have chemo, you didn't have chemo.
I didn't have
all right? So for the people out there, it all sounds great here, but you are going through something.
Yes.
And we're not in your shoes, and right now you might be exhausted. I know with the 2 medications I was taking, I was tired a lot. With the aromatase inhibitors, Arimidex, Femara, whatever, and a lot of pills that are out there that give you joint pain and stiffness and this fatigue, and it's very hard to lift yourself back up. And again, we turn around back to the same thing: exercise, eat better. And also with the pain, acupuncture helped me a lot. You know, so yeah, that was amazing. Find a licensed one that knows what they're doing. Try to find one that has dealt with cancer patients. You might actually start with your doctor to ask, or the hospital that you've been at.
Right.
I found someone out here on Richmond Avenue that was great. And you know, so yes, it sounds good, and you might be sitting here saying, "Oh, yeah, it's easy for them to say," but you have to know, and you will get through it, and you'll get to this point.
And you're making a support group,
right?
Putting a support group together. It doesn't necessarily have to be family members,
right?
You know, because sometimes your family gets overwhelmed, and they're seeing
or they don't really
all
understand.
of that, you know. And so find other people, find a cancer support group, or create a group of your own.
Yeah, you
create
could do
a
that.
group. You know, I had it to where I had a group that I went to, and they didn't know I had cancer because I didn't want that group to be anything about cancer. Right. So it was like, you know, here's my group that, you know, I'm a hiding cancer patient.
Right.
But I'm being able to indulge this beauty of myself on another side.
Right.
So, you know, be careful with isolation. Be careful with, you know, what you tell yourself. How do you believe? And if you find yourself going down a depression road, or you find yourself thinking negative thoughts, by all means contact somebody that will help you.
Right.
You know, even if it's 911, and say, hey, I'm having bad thoughts. American Cancer Society, I can't tell you how many times I called them at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, they're very good.
You know, and just, hey, I needed to talk. And, you know, totally free. So you don't have to worry about, you don't have the money.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know,
even in the hospital where I go, Weill Cornell, there's free services to talk to therapists there.
Exactly.
And, you know, I found out about it. No one told me about it, you know.
And if you're feeling, you know, especially at this time of year, when, you know, the holidays are there and you're thinking suicide.
Right.
Or you're thinking, you know, feeling, you know, my thing is whenever I start feeling bad thoughts, I'm like, okay, I feel like Robin Williams. You know, it's like, hey, that's a big hint of saying I'm very depressed. And so what do I need to do? Who do I need to call? And so my safe word is, you know, Robin Williams, and somebody will turn around, and if I say, hey, I'm feeling like Robin Williams, then that person will start helping to talk to me. Hey, do you need me to come over? Do you need me to, you know, do whatever? And so whatever your safe word is, you know, being able to create those aspects for yourself. And that is one thing that you need to be responsible for. It's not, hey, I'm miserable and I'm by myself and it's all your fault because you're not here. It's what responsibility are you going to take to be able to make yourself happier, to be able to find the resources, to be able to say, hey, I'm miserable, I don't know how to get out of it. Who should I talk to? Do I need to go to my social worker at the hospital? Do I need to just get online and look for something? Do I need to, you know, call ACS and say, hey, I don't know who, can you send me information? Or start with your insurance companies and say, hey, you know, the insurance company that you have should have a social worker in there that's in charge of your case. If you don't know it, call them. Right. And then they put somebody for behavioral health, and they can help you find a therapist. You know, and there's nothing wrong with needing therapy. I will admit, I see a therapist at least once a week. So, and she helps me keep my head together, keep myself happy. You know, she helps coach me in other things as well. And so it's like, you know, this is how I keep myself healthy. So,
and you can get them for free.
And you can get them for free, exactly. So look into those aspects. We are at the end of our show once again. Our shows go by so quickly because there's so much information that we want to share with you, and we don't always have the time for that. So feel free to contact us at info@cancertamer.org. Go by the website, see all the different programs that are available for cancer patients and our Celebrate Life program. And don't forget to look up the breast cancer diaries that we will be putting together, and we look forward to getting your input on some of the topics that we should discuss on that. It's a play coming up in 2019 that's going to be discussing so many things. So make sure you contact us. And this is Dr. Charlie Ferrer for Cancer Tamer. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Deborah Santulli-Barone.